record. Hello again, this is Bill Gutchess on the YouTube channel Technically Retired. If you want to subscribe to this, you can find the button on YouTube to subscribe so that you can see the other training segments that we will be posting here as we go forward. This session will be a review of the Microsoft Word menu structure. We're not going to talk too much about typing or anything else. We're just going to talk about what the menus do and how they do it so that you can start to learn that. So I'm going to share my screen now, show you a Word session that already has a document loaded. And this document that I've loaded here has screenshots of each one of the menus. So if you want a copy of this document, I'll have to arrange for you to get it. You'll need to reply to the YouTube channel and ask me for the Word menus document file so that you can refer to this. So as soon as you open a document, the first thing that comes up is the home menu. That's this section up here, and it's also this image down here in the document, right? The home allows you to set up fonts. This section here for fonts will give you the option to pick any one of a number of standard fonts. The default is typically Calibri. You can also increase the size of the font or the color or highlight it or things like that. So it's very handy to be able to set up bold or italic or underlined or even single crossout fonts. If you open up this file, it'll give you a little pop-up that shows you all the options you have so that you can go through all of the different font names, the different styles, italic, bold, italic, the sizes, what the color is, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with that. The other thing you'll notice is that when your mouse is hovered over the menu and you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can scroll it once to move to the right to go to the next menu. Right. So if I scroll up, it goes from insert to home. If I scroll down, it goes home to insert, insert to draw, draw to design, etc., layout, references. So I'm just scrolling down one click on the mouse on the scroll wheel so that I can roll through all of the Word menus. We'll talk about these each individually in a minute or right now. So the first thing that you see is the home menu. You can start to type your document, do whatever you'd like. If you need to insert, scroll down again, you can insert a cover page or a blank page or a page break. You can also insert a table. We'll have a session on how to build and use tables. There are also illustrations that you can use. You can insert pictures or shapes or all this other stuff. There are add-ins that you can add to Microsoft Word, and there's also a link to Wikipedia so you can look things up. And there are lots of other things. You can insert links and bookmarks, comments, headers and footers. So this is the insert menu. The other thing that I've found fairly helpful with the insert menu is the quick parts section, which allows me to bring a field of or list of fields that Word recognizes that it will insert for you and maintain for you. Pretty handy thing. So you can put in a citation or insert a database or insert a date or a go-to button, lots of different things that you can insert in your document just by saying, please insert one of these, whatever that is. So you can pick those things. You'll learn about those later. Oops. Looks like I made a mistake there. I'll take care of that. But you can insert quick parts. You can also insert symbols. So if you want a copyright symbol or a service right symbol, there's one of those in there someplace, or trademark, you can insert those kind of symbols into your text as well. So that's the insert menu. Let's get back here. If I scroll, and that's the extract of the insert menu, right? So if we go down to draw, I don't use draw. I have not used draw very much at all, but this allows you obviously to lasso something or pick a particular kind of pen type and hand draw with the mouse on the document so that you can be creative in what you're doing. That's probably very good for people who are artistic. I'm not. So don't expect me to do that. I'll draw something in PowerPoint and insert the slide in, but I won't draw something freehand because It's like my handwriting. Once I draw it, you won't know what it is. Okay, so the next one then is design. You can pick lots of different themes for design. All of these are available. You can also pick a color palette if you'd like. You have lots of different choices of color palettes that you can choose, and you can set standard fonts for your document if and when you want. There's also a watermark insert and things like that. So the design menu gives you a lot of choices for how to arrange the document and the page. The next menu is excuse me, layout. So we're going to go to this this page here first. I'm going to insert a page break in here so that I can get it lined up more properly. But then we're going to go to layout. And the layout gives you the ability to set up a page. This is very important and very critical, I think, along with a few other things. So you can open up this dialog box and you can set the margins however you'd like. If you don't want to use a standard set of margins, you can apply everything to the whole document or to a section. You can make the document portrait or landscape. Landscape means that it's going to be sideways on the printer instead of vertical. And there's also a paper section here, so you can pick the paper size. Most printers are either going to be 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 14 for the spreadsheet kind of thing. And then there's layouts so that you can have different headers and footers and line numbers and things like that. All of these things will come clear to you as you start to build your documents. The important thing for you to remember in the layout menu is that this section can allow you to do those same things right from the menu, or you can open up the pop-up box and do it with the submenu. The next one is let's go down here to references. The references is a very handy menu. It allows you to insert a table of contents. This assumes that you have put headers into the document, header 1, header 2, whatever levels you have in the document, because it will search for and bring up a set of all the headers that are marked as styles in the document and give you an insert that shows you the table of contents by page, by header. It's a pretty handy little thing. You can also do an update to the table, so when you rewrite things, which happens a lot, you can just automatically rebuild the excuse me, the table of contents. The other thing that I find pretty handy is that there you can build an index of words in the document so that you can give people a section in the back where they can look for every reference to a particular word, whether it's a page reference or a technique reference or whatever it is you're writing about. So there's a lot of good reasons to use the reference menu. I don't use the mailings very much. It is a mail merge thing, but you can set up a form letter, set up a list of addressees, and start to pump out a page or an email for every recipient on your addressee list. Pretty handy tool. Review gives you the ability to, I like the fact that you can track changes. What this means to me is that I can get a document from somebody and I can turn track changes on and I can save it locally on my machine, and then I can make changes and it will show the person who sent it to me. Once I send the document back to them, it will send the document back with all the changes that I made, whether I deleted stuff or inserted stuff, rearranged stuff, whatever. It will show the changes that I made so that one by one they can go through and decide as they're reviewing it whether they want to accept the change that I make or reject it. Do they want to just skip to the next change to see what's happening before they make any decisions about accept or reject? They can do that. Track changes is a very handy tool for me whenever I'm reviewing resumes or profiles or one-page bios or big documents that people want me to edit and review. So the review menu is a very handy way for me to do that. And then the view menu, I'm messing up pages again, right? Insert, page break, view. So then the view allows you to look at the document in several different ways. You can use an outline or a draft. You can put pages side by side. You can include or exclude the navigation page. And you notice the pane on the left here says navigation. If I uncheck this box, it's gone. If I uncheck ruler, the ruler segment on the page is gone. I like the ruler because it shows me the margins that I'm using. I like the navigation pane because it shows me the sections that are in the document that I'm dealing with. I like to have these things open fairly regularly. The last two menus are help and file. I'm not going to go into help very much. You will need that, and you can get to that simply by holding the Shift and F1 key down, and it will take you to Word help, and you can look up pretty much whatever you want. The last menu that I want to show you is the file menu, because here is where you can decide that you want, now that you've created a document, where you're going to save it. Are you going to save it in a default position, or the first time you create one, you're probably going to save it as, because it hasn't been saved yet. So save it as someplace where it's safe, where it's named properly, so you can find it again. And then you can close down Word and open the document again at some point later. That's what I have for Microsoft Word menus. I hope this helps. Once again, please subscribe to the technically retired, that's me, YouTube channel, and we'll see you again. Let me know what you think about this. Thank you. I'm going to stop sharing and stop the meeting. Bye.